Can you hear me? Sorry everyone, that was a bit weird. I've just realised that all of my scenes are screwed up in OBS. Sorry, can you hear me? Hi. Is that coming through? Can you hear me? Oh dear, sorry about that. I totally forgot that I'd forgotten to... It means I'm going to have to go through each of these and work out... because it's got all the game... Because obviously I have to stream through the game stream thing. But also I can't freeze OBS on one... Actually, maybe I can. Can I freeze it onto... No, I can't. I have to leave that. Which means I have to go through each of the scenes and check them before I go, this is a disaster. Oh, yes, new audio. Hello, people who've not watched Rail Natter. Yes, new audio. Sorry, this is going to be a bit janky until we get to 25 past. Let's just go through and get this all right. So, the whole screen was working. Stuff screen plus mic is working. I'm just going to go through all my screens. So, stuff screen... Big face, okay, big face is, get rid of game audio. Sorry everyone, this is rubbish, I know, but I completely forgot that Oh, what's my webcam not working? Hey, webcam, what's up? Activate, no, I don't want that. I don't, hello everyone, it's the cat, that cam. Where's my other one gone? Why is it killed off my... What? No, discard those changes. Discard the changes. Why is it not working with my webcam? This has happened before. This is what happens with OBS doing an update and wrecking everything. Hello. Good, so you've got that again. Okay, fixed. Oh my goodness. Unplug and plug back in. The trouble with unplugging and plugging back in is that it's really far away. So doing that... Oh, you know what we can have, though, is I can at least get Spotify up and we can get Spotify on the go. An engineer plays. Let's go. That's there. That... Oh, golly. Okay, wait a minute. Sorry, everyone. This is rubbish. This is almost as bad as the Franklin stream that Jay, you were literally on. Hi, Jay. Let me just go into my audio again. I won't have to do this again, but then hopefully... The thing is, OBS will have done another bloody update by the time, and then it'll have screwed everything up. Never update OBS. This is what we've learned, everyone, is never update OBS, ever. Let's go in here. That's playing. It is playing. Then why is it? Okay. That's my new audio music. Aha. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Everyone. Put desk cam back again. Yeah, no, I know. I'm going through my various things. I have a lot of scenes that I use, you see. Oh. Is that a bit loud? Tell me, is the music working? I'll show you. I will actually show you what's going on the slider. Wait a minute. Where's my little... Oh, you can't see the side cam. I don't have a side cam thing on here for now. Look, if I briefly go back to the rail scene thing, I can go to desk cam. Hello, and show you this all. Oh. Oh yeah, my second webcam is just not having any of it. Why is it? Maybe I will have to unplug it and plug it back in again, actually. This is the slider, so there's music slider, and you can see it's green for... So there's blue one for Skype when I've got a guest for Rail Natter. It's green for the Spotify, because green is where the music plays. Tell me what volume you want the music, and if that's fine. I think usually we have it a bit quieter. I'll have it there, but just tell me. The good thing is I've got a slider. I can adjust it very easily. I'm now going to... Hello. I'm now going to reach over and try and unplug and replug in my webcam. Webcam. That's the webcam there. Oh, there we are. Literally plugged it in and unplugged it. Oh my goodness. There we are. Let's now see if Big Face is working. Webcam properties. Let's go. Deactivate, activate. And we're back. Hello everyone. Oh, the music will... Oh no, the music's still here because it goes through that. So let's go back to engineering, where on that screen... I've got to switch off a load of audio feeds as well. Face frame webcam. And you can hear me again. Sorry, I realised that you're losing audio for each screen. Yeah, I know, sorry. Small face screen 2. There we go. You can hear me again, and now I have to switch off Blue Yeti, switch off game music audio. Fine. What is this? I don't know what this is. No face screen 2. What is screen 2? Oh, it's this screen. Okay, yeah. Wait, why is this not working? It should be... This should be showing... I mean, I don't mind just showing you... Yeah, there's infinite OBS should be happening. Okay, no... I'm back. Good. And then Blue Yeti Nano off. Game music audio off. There we go. Big Face 2. Hello. Why have I got 2 Big Faces? Big Face 2. Well, Big Face 2 is here. Hello, Miles is over here. Everyone say hello to non-binary Miles. Small Faces screen 2. I don't know. Oh. This is rubbish. I'm so sorry. Blue Yeti off. Skype call off. Actually, don't need that. Desktop audio off. Webcam, face frame, Go XLR, mixer. That's all fine. There we go. That's now working as well. So I can just basically mute myself with this button here. What a show that's been. There we go. Anyway, right, okay, let's get on with this, shall we? Thanks for your patience, everyone. I think that's it fixed. Sorry. Oh, my goodness. So, how are we doing audio-wise? Yep, cheerio, everyone. Right, let's go. We want stuff screen and mic. There's my little situation. Actually, we want... small face screen 1, don't we? Because I'm in the corner to tell you things. Do you remember what happened last time? Does everyone remember what happened last time? No, we haven't seen game screen yet. Let me just check that game face is working. Is it working? Let's check. Is that working? Should be. Let's see. There we are. I see stuff. Is it jittery? It looks pretty smooth. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay, so... we definitely did a summary of last time. Yeah, what were we doing last time? Here we are, look at this. This is a fun one, by the way. So we built this station last time, didn't we? We built this new station on the new East Coast main line as it's being upgraded. We definitely need to have a little tour around and see what's going on before we unpause and get things going. So, first, look at this. It's a pretty epic situation. Look at this. Crikey. Smooth as ever. Lots of updates to the game. Yes, what has happened to the game? Smooth as ever because this is a huge game with a huge amount of stuff going on. What do we want to switch on and off, by the way? Trains we probably want on. Signals, stations. It's probably fine for now, isn't it? Let's pop... So people remember where we are. Let's pop the TANs on as well. What is going on here? We have We've got our... Oh, yeah, because we did the... So we did the East Coast Main Line has seen lots of stuff going on, hasn't it? So we've done... What did we do? Obviously, there's Wakefield. Yeah, we did the slewing, didn't we? We massive, pretty epic realignment of the East Coast Main Line here to get the speeds up, which is good. How's this doing? There we are. Oh, we've got some trains. There's a goods train on its way somewhere. Still a bit of steam on the island here. Maghall Thapst food train, very nice. Okay, so yes, let me just see what's going on here. Good, I need to be able to see that just in case Dina needs me for the little one. Yeah, I did told a nice story and got thrown up on the joys of #dad life. Oh, here's one of our new electric locos, and this fetching sort of ochre that we've got here. Any of the city names. So, should we go through? Should we remind ourselves what? It's been a while, hasn't it? It has been absolutely ages. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've been very patient. Let's go through the big cities. So we have Bradshaw here. This is the capital of our island of Amphitros. Big city. What's going on in? We've got Bradshaw West, as it's been fairly recently renamed, Bradshaw Metropolitan Station up there, and then we've got the reconstruction going on down here of what was Bradshaw Central is now being reconstructed. You can see the reconstruction going on at Bradshaw East here, being built. There's a big hole with a puddle in it, and some general construction going on. And while they've been doing that, they've also been rebuilding the road outside, sort of doing general sort of urban renewal over this side of the grand entrance into Bradshaw. And presumably they're going to do a bit of a new entrance on this side as well to kind of on the front onto Trevithick Square. Shildon is kind of part of Bradshaw, really. Is the audio balanced, by the way, everyone? Is this okay? Do let me know. Oh, I've got top chat, not live chat on. That's shit. Let's sort that out. There we are. So, Shildon's sort of really part of Bradshaw, is sort of secondary sister, a bit like Leith is to Edinburgh, that sort of situation. Bradshaw East construction has been going on a while. Yeah, so as we go into this entry, I'm going to try and do a big. So I'm trying to, and you'll see this with the East Coast Main Line. I've been stretching out to kind of the sort of timings that you'd expect to see for the scale of work happening. So I'm trying to be a bit more realistic and a bit more, informative for people watching about how long some of these projects can take. The Shildon metro area, yeah. Actually, it's generally just considered Bradshaw. So you've got the, we'll get to that, folks. The main airport is Aberdale down here. It used to be what is now Bradshaw North. This used to be like Amphitros Airport, but it's been somewhat downgraded because of the jet age. The jet age meant that airports had to be expanded, and some of the older inner city ones, this one here, not so popular, which means that North Minehead does not see much in the way of traffic. Good grief, what is that, like 2 people? And yeah, not great. What else is going on? So then we have, what's the next city? Annapolis is probably the next city, which is obviously a pretty massive city. It's expanding quite substantially beyond its original limits. It's got this original kind of this older airfield here, and we've got the new station we just built, Annapolis City. This pretty grand station here, and then the old station. We've completely rationalised what was the epic throat into this station, which I think this extended further, and they've bulldozed. Yeah, because there was like all sorts going on here, and it's all been kind of bulldozed, and they've reduced the station down close to its original size. They've kind of retained this station, but even that, you can see they pulled up the track. So it's a much smaller station, attempting to serve the city centre. But it's kind of a bit of a weird one, really, isn't it? Because it's like, just a bit of a weird layout. It's almost like doesn't make much sense to be there. 3 or 4 episodes ago. And we've got the Suburban Line. And what's going on over here? Well, actually, there's under construction. It's a new Annapolis airport. There's a new airport for Annapolis being built over here. You can see that there's some, and actually, I don't know if we showed this last episode. They've been realigning the Suburban Line. So you see the old alignment down here, and trains have been running along there. But actually, there's a new alignment that's been built. New bridge to connect up. You see it's under construction here. New bridge to actually connect up to the main road. And then you can see they've actually already connected one of the tracks. They've just not connected the other. Here, also built in with electrification in advance. So there's some work going on. That's just kind of been going on in the background. There's Bodmin, and so this whole area, this is the big main city around here. And you've got suburbs like Liverpool, Market Harborough, Ely a bit further out, but still kind of within the city region. Likewise, Gisborne and Richmond, and then you get a bit further afield. Let's go up the east coast for now. So obviously there's a tunnel that goes under here. We've got this sort of rural bit. There's an ex-airfield here, the remains of an airfield, sort of World War II airfield, not in use anymore. The East Coast Main Line comes through here. I think we slewed this, so we've got better speeds through, haven't we? Yeah, 90, not bad. I mean, it could be quicker, couldn't it? But 90 is not bad at all. And then we did all the prioritisation, so there's a big modern junction here, isn't there? Yeah, nice. Look, proper ladder. Let's see. There we go. And we've got another ladder. That was Hendon, and then the East Coast Main Line, it's slewed. So we've got this, the old route went through here and kind of tied through there, but now the new route is going as a new 4-track main line coming around here into this new station. But then we get to this bit where they haven't done that. They're still the ongoing and rather expensive, I would imagine, works through Thapst. There's Thapst. There's old Thapst, the site of the original citadel. Here, and then the city, the kind of almost the new city here with Haverhill, the kind of this district here and this Haverhill station. It's always very, very busy, very congested kind of hub, kind of station there. We just did a load of physical. Yeah, the city just allowed in our true socialist style. It's a good socialist country. It just flattened a load of buildings here to allow the 4-tracking, but no grade separation, which was in the original plan. So you can see grade separation has not happened. But anyway, then we go up the East Coast and we go through Wakefield, which is, let's face it, a pretty massive city. It's Hartlepool over there. Go up here through Melksham, which is just a kind of fairly sizable suburb almost of Forest Limon now. And we're in Forest Limon, which is the kind of the northern big city. And we've got sort of over here is Kroll. There's Kroll. You've got Kroll Company, CCC Limited. Forest Limon Airport here. This kind of its 2 runways. They've kind of very much expanded it as kind of one large airport complex. No, we haven't built the new Thapst station. No, we haven't built no new Thapst station yet. That's a good point. I need to actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to quickly open a thing up that I should have opened up ages ago. There we are. And I need to put this over here, and you lovely lot over here. There we go. So there's the harbour. What else have we got? We've got the station, fantastic Forest Limon station. Oh yeah, we did this was it last stream or a couple of streams ago, where we extended these platforms. So we got some platform extensions here, which meant extending, and they used it as an opportunity to kind of extend the dual carriageway and generally tidy up some of the city. Also gave us a 4-track corridor. What was always quite congested, now a little bit decongested. And then the split here at Hebden Junction. There we are. And there's some new suburban development going on here. There's an ex-mine that's now being rebuilt with homes. Generally all getting very busy. There's Dorchester over here, which is expanding quite a lot. And we just had this, we've got a suburban railway system as well, haven't we, here? So so what else? Audio's good. Thanks sweatpants and suit jackets. And then we've got the kind of the corridor. There's quite busy corridor, which has, it's got this dual carriageway for much of its length, connecting through from Dorchester on one side to over to Raleigh in the other direction. We've got Chesterfield here. Raleigh's got that bypass that was built, if you remember, that's like severe overkill. Like it was built pretty substantially and is not busy. There's a little Froome at the top here, a little Froome. I think it's on shuffle, yeah. And then we go down the west coast here. You've got this is North Microlada here, which is really this sort of, there's a much higher Greek population in this part. So there's Orpington, Stevenage, Bristol. Actually, these are places that are going to get renamed soon. Yes, there is somewhat of a well, there's your problem podcast issue about that mine up there. Yeah, a few of these places are actually, I need to maybe we can do that now. Actually, there's a few places that I need to rename, so I'm going to do it right now. Where are we? Let's go here and go here and just get... There we go. So there are a few places we need to go in here and rename because they have been renamed by... So this is no longer Orpington, this is Orpinos. No. Orpinos. Enter. Good. And yes, I know that we need to then name a load of other stuff. Shepshed, where are we? Shepshed up here. It's just because the Greek population is continuing to say, actually, can we have the original names of these villages? Because this, if you're familiar with the story of the pre-game island, it was kind of had a Greek population that was somewhat obliterated by the Ottomans, and then the British came in, colonized it as they treated it as a protectorate. But basically, the Greek population had been diminished so much that the names of villages were literally lost. They were just ruined villages that we saw. So it's Kefaprovos. Gefragos is Bristol. Gefragos here is Bristol. Gefragos. And where are we? Stevenage. This one's a bit more obvious. Stephanopoli. Blackpool. Where are we? Blackpool. Yeah, is Mavripina. This one should entertain some of you. Wooler is Malardos. And so we know that Southport is Thessalos. We know that already. Elliotsborough. Where are we? Yeah. Elliotopoli. Elliotopoli. Nearly there. Now this is the big one, Shanklin, which is our big western city here. You know, with our often a favourite here, the old Great Western Station with its weird staggered sort of platforms to fit into the footprint. But there's been some urban reconstruction here, so there's a much nicer bus station they've expanded. They bulldozed some old industrial slums and have expanded this bus station. I can't remember when that happened. That was fairly recently, though. There's been this urban, and also they've kind of expanded the main road through the city. Is also, you can see there's been some fairly sizable sort of urban renewal. Again, it's kind of industrial land, so it's, yeah. And then that dual carriageway has been continued northwards to provide a bit of as more cars are being driven, there's an intention to provide it, make it easier for people to get around. This place is called Shanklin, or it was. It's now being called Gampos. There we are, Gampos. So these are all the names you have to remember now. Flitwick, also being renamed. Tinagma. At Tinagma. What is it? That's Darmok and Jalad at Tinagma, right? And Leighton is there's some gags for any Greek speakers here, actually. Katapos here. There we go. That's it. It's not loads of stuff. That's the West Coast. Sorry, it's quite a suburban area. I mean, Gampos is pretty massive. You see these suburbs building up. Pretty sizable city. Yeah. Where's the chat gone? I'm missing the chat. I can't see what you're all saying. Shanklin renaming. I know. Shanklin Great Western Station is I know. So there's lots of like clearly there's a lot of like sub renaming to do. But the town, the overall intention is that the town is called the city is Gampos. Tinagma nuts. Got him. Yes. So. Actually, I can do you all a favor. Let me just do this. Copy that and then pop that in here. Too many characters. Okay, that's fine. I'll put it in the Discord later. So, and what else have we got? There's a load of stuff in the middle. So we've got these sort of three spa cities here. We've got the Midland Valley here with another motorway. You can see, the motorway that was built there. There's north of Gisborough and then south of Corby there. And there's railways everywhere. There's railways all over the island. There's Paignton, pretty big. Maghull was always pretty big, although it's fallen a little behind of late. But there's Maghull. So there's this kind of core. That's the old Great Central Railway ran through here. What else have we got? We've got, Wooler, as it was, Malardos. And then Stratford is a big city up in the lake, what we call the Lakeland area. So there's the lakes here. There's Lake Castor and there's various. It's a very lakey island, this. But it's very, very beautiful, very pleasant. I think that's a bit of a tour for you. I think if that's all right for you. What time is it? 20:47. Okay, so that's a bit of a tour. You can see some of the various bits of forestry going on here and there. You know, it's a pretty industrious little island in the Mediterranean. So, with all of that said, surprised Gampos doesn't have more suburban stations. Well, indeed, yeah, it does have 3 big terminal stations. Yeah, let's go back to Gampos actually. Yeah, it's got 3 big terminal stations. So it's got Shanklin Victoria, which, to be honest, at this point is not hugely well used. We have Shanklin Central, or Gampos Central as it will be, and we have the Great Western Station here. So there we are. That's Shanklin, as it was called, and the company that's based here, Shanklin Pagonis, the car company that makes cars up here, used to be the cog company, but they make cars now. You remember they were in the news last time. There we are. Yes, no railways for Gefragos. Up here, you can see the old track bed of the railway, but actually, it's a good point. How much is left in Bristol? Not much. They have not protected the track bed. It is decidedly... The station's still there, interestingly. They've kept the station there, but no, it's... there's not much in the way of... I mean, the railway... I mean, much... Kind of the route is still mostly there. Oh, yeah, they've built a factory on it. This is someone... What is this? Bristol Electronics have built their factory on the track bed. Oh, classic. And then there's where it connecting to the line up to Orpinos. There we go. Closed in 1949, it did, yeah. Shanklin Victoria celebrating 50 years of not well used. Well, let us go back to this screen here, because we need to talk about the reshaping of Amphitros Railways. That's what we ended on last time, wasn't it, everyone? There's no dodging this. We need to think about it. I have little moons that I need to eat. By the way, I'm just teasing you now. These are so good. Some little mochi ganache. So at some point I need to eat these. And I will. Miles, yeah, I know Miles is jealous of those, but you can't eat them, Miles. They're mine. Anyway, right, I digress. So we know that this is being published. What was the context of this? Well, we went through the context last series, and I don't want to labour the point. So far, what the main thing that's been happening, we had modernisation. Actually, you know what? Maybe it is useful to do a bit of context. Wait a minute, I'm going to go big face while I fix this, so I don't do any spoilers. Wait a minute. Let me just go back into here and grab this and this and this. Yes. So, and this actually. Let's do this and do this, and then unhide these. Yeah, fine. Bit of context. I'm at peace with that. Okay, so. Should have opened the curtains, the window in here. It's very, very warm. So, the context for this report was, if you remember, back in 1947, is the music not too loud, by the way, because it's quite loud in my ears. I'm going to put it down here. How's that? Is that all right? It's a bit better. So, Transport Act 1947, published, which nationalised the railways, got rid of the GNER and the BS and WR, if you remember. 1955, we had modernisation, the plan to pull everything into the modern era. 1959, there was a bit of a reappraisal of that plan because it wasn't delivering the perceived benefits as quickly as hoped. 1960, we had this white paper, the reorganisation of the nationalised transport undertakings. In 1962, we had the Transport Act, which laid the way for a variety of things, one of which was it gave more powers to reorganise and prune, if you like, railway services and infrastructure. The board of that, the chair of the board, the new the new Amphitros Railways Board is this chap, Dr. Samuel Kroll. Better now, good, thanks, yes. And that brings us to basically the date we're on now, 27th March 1963. At which point, we have the publication of the Reshaping of Amphitros Railways. And it's high time we went through and read what that document said. By the way, obviously, all of this is based on, the whole point of this series is to look at how a vanilla game can be used to look at what transport infrastructure, how it changes over time. And so it's an attempt to do that, to allow us to look at transport infrastructure over time. And in doing so, we can learn some things about, history and transport and the different things that happened. And so, yes, this is basically British history, but with a bit of a fun twist based on the geography of our funny little set of islands. So, And I've loved how this has worked out with everything. But anyway, so here is the Reshaping of Amphitros Railways. And this is actually a scan of the bundle. So there's also, it's got the report and the maps in this same bundle. Report and maps, there we are. Office of the Governmental House in Bradshaw. That is indeed where they print stuff. It's basically where the printers are for the Governmental House of Amphitros. And here we go. We're diving into the guts of the report. Just sampled a few pages. So yeah, if you want to have the full context of this report, then you can go back to the episode of Rail Natters, or the various beaching Rail Natters that I've done, and indeed the piece that I wrote that covers it in some detail. But so the structure of the report. So we have. I probably need to get Wacom out, don't I? Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. So it's me Wacom. Oh, is it working? Hello. Hello. Oh. Why is nothing working? Why is all my stuff not working? Oh, maybe it's run out of batteries. Oh, there we go. I'm good. Oh, why is it moved? No, I don't need to be there. How bizarre. Oh, my goodness. Why is everything doing weird stuff? My Wacom has decided to change its location from this screen to this screen, which is annoying. It's always supposed to be this screen. I don't know why it's done that. I can't even remember how to move it. I will have to think about that in the future. No Wacom then. Boo. No Wacom. Fine. Mouse is then. God. So, George De Silva saying, can clarify. No, the original was a Kroll, Sir Edwin Kroll, but I think it was a misspelling. The actual family is definitely Kroll. Yes, the device disconnect noise comes through onto the screen. Yeah, it does. Anyway, right, so we've got a forward, discussion of the nature of the problem, analysis of the problem, all this, a bit more detailed consideration of the main routes of traffic, all this sort of breakdown. So he looks at, Kroll looks at the passenger services, the freight services, looks at, costs, staffing, the impacts of the plan, other factors, some of the report, blah, blah, blah. Right, okay, fine. So, and here's the forward. So, the formulation of plans for the reshaping of Amphitros Railways has been foreshadowed by numerous references in the National Assembly and in other places ever since the Secretary of the Governmental House, speaking on the 10th of March 1960, said, first, the industry must be of a size... blah, blah, blah. Fine, okay. So, bit of an introduction, talking through what Kroll's plan was. As you see, kind of describes the nature of the problem and the financial situation of the railways. The financial situation in lira here. The annual operating loss. By the way, the fun thing about this is that I've used numbers from the actual series and the actual numbers in game, which has been quite fun actually, because playing with the numbers you'll see in a minute has been quite entertaining to sort of look at what might genuinely work to kind of turn around the fortune of the finances of the railways on the island. So there's all sorts of stuff about, right, okay, modernisation came along, didn't seem to work, whoops. Fine. And it's discussion of this idea of good, bad, and indifferent routes, services, and traffics. And here we go, we get this sort of split, go into the finances of the railways. So we look at what the operational revenue is. You see the passengers. Interestingly, this is kind of the opposite of British Rail. Passenger is pretty profitable on our islands. Freight is not hugely profitable. In fact, it's the opposite. It's really not profitable. We've excluded ferry operations in our situation here. And then the working expenses. Again, it was a fun thing to work out. Total of... what is that? I can't... Oh, that's the sum. That's the sum of these two, in that there's a mild profit. But the working expenses, so the majority of working expenses is in the maintenance of way, signalling and structures. About 6 million for passenger stations, about 4 million for goods facilities, which gives working expenses of 20.4 and an income of 1.9, which is a deficit of minus 18.5, which is obviously not great. Hello everyone watching, by the way. It's absolutely lovely to have you along on this. I love doing this series. It's so much fun. I haven't done much of it, and it will continue to not be regular because baby takes precedent, and I don't have lots of evenings because, frankly, Dina doesn't. She's locked in looking after baby, so it's not fair. But every now and then I'll do a pre-record natter, a bit like I've done this week, and so they might happen every month or something like that. So maintenance of way structures, and again, I've broken it down because you can break it down by route, which is fun. So there we are. It gives an idea of firstly, how much infrastructure there is. So how many route kilometres, so not total track kilometres, but route kilometres. See, the lion's share are in Greater Bradshaw area. but there's a decent amount in the West Coast, and then a good. Obviously, the main lines are their own. Well, the main lines are their own section there. Total number of passenger stations on different, within different areas, and the costs associated. Here, goods facilities, the sort of same, and that's how you get. So it's another breakdown of the expenses, basically. And then we go through, and there's a breakdown based on these different. And this is the first time we kind of see the common use of this description intercity popping up in Kroll's report here. So we've got all this information here describing direct and indirect costs for the different lines. So the intercity services, you can see direct revenue is 12.6, working expenses 3.4, about 4, which means the net revenue is pretty good for the intercity services. So you get this revenue per kilometre, which is not bad. Whereas for Bradshaw Suburban, it's not great. But for stopping services, you see there's this deficit, and this is this will become a theme, in that they are reasonable. The working expenses. Anyway, blah 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 blah. I'm not going to dwell on this, but you can see all the numbers here. You can observe for yourself and enjoy reading these. So that's. This is then broken down. So that's broken down by traffic type. This is then broken down by operating region. So you can sort of see by operating region the breakdown of which regions are successful and which ones are not in their types of service. Yes, there is more than just a front page. My goodness, there is more than just a front page. I had fun with this, let me tell you. And this gives us a grand total. It gives us an idea of the net revenue per kilometre, which is not great. And then there's more analysis. So that was page 9, and there's page 20. Skipping through, this gives you an idea of some of the analysis. This is some analysis of the kind of the goods, services, and the detail that went into this. And then you get this idea of, and this is this projected revenue. So jumping forward to what could be the case in 1970, based on the proposed changes to the network and to the services. So you kind of get this breakdown of this one's kind of ominous here. Southwestern Joint Line. 1970. What's this about? Oh, interesting. Don't pay attention to note 1. Obviously, don't worry too much about that. But we get this idea of the change of the benefits that can be reaped by the changes to the system. And this one here is a slightly ominous one. Change. You can see quite sizable reductions in the size of the kind of non-mainline network here. Pretty sizable reduction. And the grand total is for a 34% reduction in the size of the network. Good grief. So, the financial consequences of the plan. So again, he goes, Kroll goes through and he says, right, discontinuous and rationalisation of stopping passenger services, because this is the way to bring the railways into the modern era, is the perception. 19 to 38 million lira per annum. Amphitros lira. There we go. So quite the substantial number associated with the savings here. And then likewise, there's some other discussions of some of the bits and pieces. There's this idea of these liner trains that's being discussed here, and some other stuff about the kind of various other bits of good and screening of good and bad traffics, as gets discussed regularly. All these pages that have been done will be dropped onto the Discord server, so you can pick through and have a look in detail and have fun picking through. So there's discussion of replacement of steam and diesel, introduction of liner trains, saying that this has still got, has a capital implication, in terms of expenditure. And then there's a bit of a discussion of future, some discussion of ways that this might influence the way the railways are. Stuff to do with prevention of industrial growth, all the familiar stuff. Not familiar to those of you who are not familiar with this report, but yes, lots and lots of detail, and then a bit of a summary. The report describes the investigations carried out, the conclusions which were drawn, and the proposals which are made for the purpose of reshaping Amphitros railways to suit modern conditions. And it's lots of discussion, lovely discussion. So this is the summary of what's being proposed here. Fast and semi-fast intercity passenger trains are highly profitable, offer the most capable competitor to domestic air travel, and need to be developed selectively, along with other forms of traffic on trunk routes. So, a big tick for intercity. Suburban services feeding Bradshaw come close to covering their full expenses, but give no margin to provide for costly increases in capacity, even though they are overloaded and demand goes on increasing. So, mixed feeling on Bradshaw suburban services. Suburban services feeding other centres of population are serious loss makers. and it will not be possible to continue them satisfactorily without treating them as a part of a concerted system of transport for the cities which they serve. That doesn't sound too good. Freight traffic, like passenger traffic, includes good flows, but also includes much which is unsuitable or which is unsuitably handled by the railways at present. Discussion of the movement of empty wagons, part-loaded trains, necessitates the provision of a very large and costly wagon fleet. All this discussion of what is genuinely true on this map, by the way. I haven't... Eleanor of Aquatrain, I haven't done a case study, actually. I contemplated it, but I thought, no, time is my enemy on this one. There's only so much I can do. So a discussion of different freight opportunities here. Also discussion of potential opportunities for pulling stuff back onto the railways, which is interesting, including this liner train service concept. So here are the steps proposed. Number 1, discontinuance of many stopping passenger services. That's ominous. Transfer of the modern multiple unit stock displaced to continuing secondary services which are still locomotive hauled. Okay. Closure of a high proportion of the total number of stations to passenger traffic. Whoa. 100 of the 108 stations currently open, only 62 shall remain in operation on conclusion of the plan. Oh, golly. So this is quite something. So number 4, reduction in the size of the railway network by around a third, from 280 to 180 route kilometres. Selective improvement of intercity passenger services and rationalisation of routes. Well, this was already kind of proposed in modernisation, but anyway. Coordination of long distance through goods services with local aggregation services, both on rail and road. Increase of block train movement, bulk materials. So there's some discussion of collaboration with the Amphitros Mineral Board and the Iron and Steel Corporation of Amphitros, including establishment of 7 new aggregation yards. What are these? Including the establishment of 4 new distribution yards in collaboration with municipal delivery and industrial authorities. Okay, fine. Because remember, there's a big collectively organised economy in Amphitros. Reduction of the uneconomic freight traffic passing through small facilities by closing them progressively, but with regard to the preservation of potentially good railway traffics and by adjustment of charges. Of the 98 goods facilities currently open, only 47 shall remain in operation on conclusion of the plan. Whoa, there's a wallop. Attraction of more siding-to-siding traffic suitable for through-train movement. Okay, fine. Study and development of liner train services. Okay, fine. Concentrate of freight sundry traffics upon the 10 new aggregation distribution yards. Okay. Rapid progressive withdrawal of freight wagons over the next 3 years, and continued replacement of steam by diesel locomotives for mainline traction. These various lines of action are strongly interdependent. If the whole plan is implemented with vigour, however, much, though not necessarily all, of the railway's deficit should be eliminated by 1970. And there it is, folks. The conclusion of the plan. Now, there is an appendix that's rather famous in the real-world version of this document. So, this is the section that is not hugely popular, which is the Section 1, Appendix 2, Section 1, passenger services recommended for withdrawal. Section 2, lines recommended for closure to all traffic. Section 3, passenger stations where closure is recommended. Oof. So, here are the different services that we're going to see. Here are the different lines that we're going to see getting closed and or impacted, and here are the various stations that we are going to bid farewell to. My goodness. Now, this is the bit that you've all been waiting for. The reshaping of Amphitros railways. Part 2, maps. It's maps time, folks. So, the maps, and you'll be very pleased to know that these are literally created. These are CAD created, and accurate. Firstly, accurate to the actual layout of the. So I'm so pleased about the mapping behind this, but also yes, very closely mirroring similar mapping in the real report. Again, it's maps time. So here we go. This map, map number 1. This is about the density of passenger traffic. And you can sort of see that it's pretty obvious. The thick lines are where there's a heavy density of passenger traffic. So you can see the lines into Bradshaw West, very busy. Lines into Stratford Joint, very busy. Lines, a lot. The Great Central, is particularly through Maghull and Paignton, is really busy. Where else? Interesting, the Southern Main Line is very busy. Excuse me. Crikey, I hope that didn't come through on audio. I bet it did. Stupid new mic. And, yeah, we can see also that the Great Western is very busy. So we've got some pretty... And through Voreus Limit, so we've got some pretty busy sections of railway. We've also got some less busy sections of railway. The Southwestern Joint, not looking great on here. A few other bits of railway not looking great on here as well. Anyway, keep that in the back of your mind. So, what else have we got? There is, this is the next one. Amphitros Railways, distribution of viable passenger stations. So here you can see a series of different coloured dots representing all the stations. And these different ones are, so the red ones are stations that are severely underutilised. This is based on our old stats spreadsheet, if you remember, the sort of census spreadsheet. And it's kind of like based on which stations were just not performing well on a kind of a variety of metrics. Red is where there's just loads of things going wrong. Yellow is where there are like a couple of things going wrong, but it's underutilised. Blue is where a station is actually overutilised. It's too busy. Green is that the station is performing well. You can see there are not that many well-performing stations. There are a few blues, which mean it's a good station, but almost the other direction. And then the black ones are where there's not station information available because it's been recently upgraded, or for the most part, it's because of the East Coast mainline kind of upgrade. So there we are. Map number 3. There's a map. This is a rather fetching little map showing all the different bus services in Amphitros. So you can see there's a decent number of pretty decent bus coverage. Obviously, this is something that influences decisions about multimodal available transport and where you could provide equivalents. So relevant. Yes, so there we go. So there, Vorslim, Wakefield, Thapst. Yeah, Blobby Tables makes a very good point. It's frustrating how there's no correlation between the quality and popularity of a route that the Southwestern Joint Railway was built to. The Southwestern Joint was built high speed, but no one uses it. Some of the other lines are overused, but have really awkward alignments that are hard to fix. Ooh. So, these are in really nice high resolution, by the way, which I will send through on the Discord. So that's bus services, looking very nice. Lovely kind of build up a bus service. It's not a bad bus network at the moment. So let's have a look at the density of goods traffic. Let's have a look. What is the density of goods traffic at the moment? Oh, let me just also kill off my... No, I don't want that. There we go, good. Oh, it's me. I can see my own face on my phone. It's no good, is it? 21.9, right. So, density of goods traffic, you can see it's quite different to the passenger. So if we jump to passenger, you can see very, very different. Obviously, you've got the Southwestern Joint is pretty well used for freight here, you can see. Again, Southern Railway, very busy for freight. There's kind of quite a major core of freight. And then again, along this route here as well, kind of this very busy kind of freight corridors here. There's quite a lot of freight that comes back and forth here. So you see different patterns, though. Different patterns. So there we go. And then again, a distribution of good and not so good freight facilities. You can see there's a lot of not very good freight facilities, but also quite a few areas where freight is kind of working quite well, where there's the freight system is kind of seemingly operating not too badly. A few places, great. So here is this. This is an interesting map with one error, which they made errors in the olden days, so it's fine. It's the 60s. Amphitros Railways proposed goods terminals in national goods plans. So these diamond ones are aggregation, as crawlers call them, aggregation yards, and the red ones are distribution yards. So this is the proposed new plan. It's to actually build these sort of sites, expand these as sidings areas. And actually run more efficient freight. So there'd be the aggregation yards is where road and rail will bring stuff that will then be sent along this kind of the lines. These are the main lines included in the national plan for freight. So these are the lines kind of intended for freight, kind of freight usage, heavy freight usage. Also, interestingly, you've got a few proposed railway alterations. So there's a chord here being built. We've got a Blackpool North chord here, Atherley New chord. So there's a few proposals to actually modifications to the network here to make this system work better. Which is, what is that? It's 1, 2, what have we got? 3, 4 different kind of network alterations, which is nice. So yes, so there's this kind of these different distribution yards. So we've already got Tadley distribution yard, where Tadley's already exists. But there's the other one: Hussingtree, Hadraw, Grendon, Raleigh, Barham, Dodwell, Yeldersley. All these various bits of the map, kind of in the kind of out of town areas that have a lot of space to build a series of big sidings to run longer and fewer trains with filled up with more stuff. That's map number 9. Map number 10 is an interesting one. So Amphitros Railway's proposed intercity routes. So this is looking at the intercity network and what the future intercity network is going to look like. This is hopefully an interesting one for us. So we've got Bradshaw West, Bradshaw East, and Bradshaw. You can see the East Coast Main Line is the core main line here because it has most of its length. It's got 3 different services, including a stopping service and then a non-stop service that runs right the way through without stopping. You can sort of see the layout here. There's stations here, and there's Gampos Central down there, Harrogate Junction, then Paignton, Maghull, and you can see the kind of what was the Midland Main Line there, and then this service that runs in a kind of an awkward way, runs in and out of several stations. That's the kind of the Lakeland Main Line, isn't it? That's what it's called. So this is the plan for intercity services. Yes, as Socorro has pointed out, and Blobby Tables, what about the Northwest? Indeed, yes. Interesting to see the Lakeland Main Line. Looks like it'll be split into several different services. I think this is just the way they've shown it graphically, because it has to run in and out of several stations, so it's a bit of an awkward operational. But I think that is just one service, which means there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it 8? Is that 8 services in total? I think so. That's map number 10. What's the next map going to be? Uh-oh. It's map number 11. Proposed rationalisation of railway network. This is the scary map, everyone. Oh, here we go. So this is the proposal for change of the rail network. So what is being proposed here? The big thick red lines are line to be closed, services diverted. The dashed lines are line to be retained, service or infrastructure rationalised. Oh, so what's going on here? Where do we start? The proposals are that we're seeing Paignton loses its connection down to the Midland Main Line. It loses the line through Matlock is going. What else are we getting? We've got the old Great Western through to Thessalos is being got rid of. The obvious one, yes, it's the Southwestern joint is just for the most part this bit's being retained, but for the most part it's going. It's gone. It's disappearing. We're seeing closures of the line up. What's that? That's from Dawlish Junction through Corby, or near Corby up to Paignton. That's going. Seeing quite a lot of closures in this area here. So there's all sorts of bits and pieces. But this, to be fair, is mostly just weird old freight network that never made any sense because of the different railways here. Yes, what a mess. But we're seeing quite a lot of closure around Richmond here. There's a lot of railway getting closed. Quite a bit of closures proposed in and around Bradshaw as well. And a couple that are pretty shocking, you might think. Closure of the line to London and closure of the line from Liverpool down to Ellesmere. That's quite surprising, you might think. Here's one. This won't be popular. Notaros losing its railway completely. The first passenger railway in the islands. This line doesn't necessarily mean it's being downgraded, but the line is being... There is some alteration to it being made. I wonder what that might be. Yes, and a couple of, kind of, it looks like industrial line closures up in various limits, so that's not something to worry about too much. Also, notice that we seem to be losing the Chesterfield and Wooler Railway as well. And also Morecambe is losing the original line into Morecambe, the Great Western route into Morecambe. Also the Great Western Railway up to the Great Western Main Line up to Frome is being curtailed. And then let's talk about Orpinos and North Microlada, which is losing a lot of railway. Golly. Yes, Stevenage, Orpinos, yeah. So there we go. That's that, folks. Oh, I know. George De Silva says, would like to add, what is proposed for closure and what will close are two different things. Yep, it's a good point. duplication between Richmond and Maghull. Yeah, there's a decent amount of duplication between Richmond and Maghull. Yeah, so that it's getting rid of that duplication. Yeah, there was always two, because there was the, what was it, the Richmond Vale Railway, and then the Great Northern that was built through. Yeah, for sure. So, and then the last one here, map number 12, Amphitros Railway's proposed extent of electrification. That's an interesting one, and was not replicated in the real version of this report. It's a look at proposed electrification. So we've got existing limits of electrification in dark colour. We've got redundant electrification to be dismantled, which, oh yeah, look, it's this bit of the Southwestern Joint Railway. We have planned limits of electrification. You can see there's continued work through Thapst and down to now. There's all this that's planned as part of the East Coast. Aspirational limits of electrification, so down to Framlingham, and then the Central and the Midland. So it's like it's just showing that there's an aspiration for wires on these bits of railway. And into Stratford and up to Morecambe even. So there's some aspiration going on here. Which is, you know, it's positive that there is some positive aspiration for the future. Eleanor of Aquitaine says, I guess Orpanos and that area suffers from the accident of history that it's a patchwork of weird freight branches and cores that don't form a particularly efficient passenger network. Yes, exactly. It is indeed this you're right, it's just a strange mess of lines that were never really... They were built by lots of individual companies and then swallowed, early doors, then swallowed up by the Great Western, right? But they never made much sense. So, yes. Indeed. So, we jump, right, we must, therefore... Well, actually, we jump forward to some news. So well, that was the 27th. The report was released, and it's okay. We've got the Amphitros Press picks this up, and it doesn't necessarily hit the headlines initially. You know, here's just a nice bit of news talking about the going on about the Navy and Amphitros and stuff like that. We don't worry about that. But here's the news here. Railway closures proposed in new report. A new report published by Amphitros Railways has proposed closure of a significant proportion of the Amphitros railway system. Yada yada yada. There we go. So not a huge amount of engagement and interest at this point. Yes, okay. Incidentally, while we go through all of that, there's a little bit of something else. Oh, actually, yeah, some extra tidbits. For those who are interested in the Navy, the Amphitros Navy looks a bit like this. It's got one destroyer, it's got two corvettes. All three of these are World War II era, so they're a little bit knackered. And then it's got, I think, like 5 motor torpedo boats that are pretty brand new that it's just purchased. There we go, that's what it looks like. There we are. So just in case there are any weird Navy nerds out there. There's always loads of Easter eggs in these news. As I do more of these newspapers, you can enjoy more and more Easter eggs, of which there are so many Easter eggs in these newspapers. Enjoy. Anyway, one last thing. There's just incidentally, a couple of days later, on the 1st of August, the 1st of April 1963, we have the incorporation of the Society for Modern Economics into the Society for Modern Economics Limited. It's a think tank. I wouldn't worry too much about it, I'm sure. Just you know, incidental, not a problem. Anyway, right. Let us return to our game. But first I have to press the right button in OBS because that's how this works. Oh my goodness, right. So, Orpanos loses its railway eventually. Crikey. That's something else. Anyway, should we do it? Should we get moving? What's going on? What do I actually need to think about and do? I seem to remember something has gone horribly... We're doing it. We're pressing play. It's happening. We're finally moving some game time forwards. Yeah. Obviously, you're gonna have to go back and pause to look at the lists of stations being proposed for closure, because some of them might surprise you. Oh my goodness. Right. Anyway, so what's Oh yeah, sorry, I need to go north to Wakefield because I know that there's some weird screwed up trains at Wakefield. For some reason, I think possibly during the East Coast upgrades, there's some trains that just got horribly lost. Hopefully they're going to change their mind and go the right way. Possibly, that's just Stratford, is that? Yeah, that's fine, okay. Yeah, that works fine. Okay, good, lovely. I don't have to worry about that. But there's definitely another... I'm sure there's another train that's just horribly lost. Or have I fixed it? Kroll to Tadley. No, that should be fine. Yeah, okay. Oh, maybe I fixed it. Maybe I actually went back and solved that problem in stream. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Here we go. Yeah, we're progressing time. Goodness. This is exciting. What do we need to do? What's happening down here? Look at our wonderful island buzzing away. Our little island economy. Oh, look, they've been doing some... So they've already been doing some preparation. This is... what is this? This is... They've already been doing some construction work to see they're levelling out a bit of land for some sidings here. So there's already... Part of the modernisation plan, there was kind of proposals to expand some of the sidings. So they've kind of come in and fixed... And sort of that sort of stuff is going on as we speak. There we are. So... How's that looking? We need to start thinking about what we do for this station. There's a station that's going to go here. This footprint. We need to work out how it's going to go. Jarrett AO, would you consider dropping time progression to a quarter to represent, say, a switch to quarterly accounting? No. If I'd known how to do that at the start of the series, I might have done that, because it would have slowed everything down and made life easier. But no, I'll continue to just sort of do pause, unpause, because I think it would just screw things around a bit. If that's all right. If that's all right, of course. So, yeah, there we go. So, I just have a think. So that's going there. We're not getting any duts, which is good. Always positive. How the hell am I going to do stuff with this? Oh, we didn't watch the plane fly. I should have unpaused it when this thing flew over the top. That would have been fun. Flying over the top of our new station, Arundine, which, interestingly, seems to have attracted some passengers, which is nice. What's its footprint? Yeah, it's got a bit of coverage. That's all right. There used to be this farm down here. This used to be a big farm. It's getting gobbled up massively. Golly. Oh, it's the 2nd of May. Oh. You know how this goes. There's stuff we have to talk about. And that stuff being... well, we know the Reshaping of Amphitros Railways was published, a month ago now. Well, it's the turn of the unions, because the Association of Railway Operatives, which is the probably the main railway union of railway staff, publishes its own response to reshaping, which it calls the misshaping of Amphitros Railways, Part 1 retort. Nice one, Union. Nice one, ARO. There we are, based at the Bradshaw Unity House, New Euston Road, SE1. And they have written their own version, which is going through and basically trying to say the Kroll report is bristling with statements and figures that cannot be checked, cemented with academic argument and polished by much skilled handling. The formidable Kroll report survived its launching with seeming success, but the public were not deceived. And so on and so forth. Shaky foundations. We recall that a 12-year-old schoolboy faulted some of the published information. An error of 2,000 tons weekly was found, respecting a small section. So suddenly it's like, wait a minute. Much of the report is based on assumptions which has been freely admitted may prove to be wrong by experience. Oh, golly. Well, that's truly not good. Okay. So there's some discussion here. Then there's disregard of social needs and consequences, and they're talking about how many hectares of Amphitros is going to be abandoned. Yeah, so all this stuff happening along here. This is not good. They're not very happy about this. Remember, the will of the people must prevail. Oppose it, speak against it, vote against it, protest to your local and national newspapers, urge your assembly members to take positive action against it. Well, there we go. There we go. So they're not very happy about this. And you know what? Neither are representatives in government either. Because for the first time, possibly in a very long time, we see quite a vicious response, angry representations in government, bearing in mind that it's a single-party state right now. So to have angry representations is quite something. So a lot of people being very unhappy. So here we are. Here's the Amphitros Apostle here, which is the kind of the English language newspaper for the Greek side of the island. Obviously, they're not very happy because Microlada, which is kind of mini Greece, or like it's the small, basically, it's the Greek part of Amphitros. The railway network is to be halved in length. Lines to Orpinos, Thessalos, and Matlock to close. North Microlada to be totally isolated. No comment from Amphitros Railways. Here's Kroll looking sinister. And there's a picture looking down the line at Orpinos that's going to be closed. And then another one Talking about the fact that Notaros's railway lines are going to be closed. Committee member furious. So there's suddenly people are not quite so happy. Yes, really not quite so happy. Lots of stuff about local impacts overlooked. Also discussion of the end of Steam. Yes, crikey indeed. And we've got this cartoon sort of mocking the situation. And then some stuff about a fashion show in Tenagma. There we are. And some news from Greece. There's always some news from Greece. Anyway, there we are. So, unhappy. Some people are not happy about that. Ooh. Yeah. So, anyway, let's crack on, shall we? So, 2nd of May. Let's have a think. What do I need to have a think about here? So, yeah, I think everything is working. We've got trains moving around. Just keep an eye on anything going weird. Someone commented on the fact that we're seeing some alterations, some slight, like, yeah, well, it's getting a bit, you know, the climate's sort of adapting a bit on the island. So the south end of the island is getting pretty warm. So you're seeing this sort of things are getting a bit dusty at the southern end of the islands because there's this extra, you know, there's a lot of heat on the south of the island. I'm much more understandable at 2 times speed than at 0.25 times speed. Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, so what else is going on though? That's good. That's Droitwich. Yeah, that's how's the Midland Brickmakers going on. Pretty wowzer, yeah. Creating bricks like there's no tomorrow. Golly. How about what's going on down here? So we've got this Tadley Marshing Yard, which is going to be renamed as Tadley Distribution Yard because that's what the plan said. Yeah, Tadley Distribution Yard. Fine. Lovely. Distribution. I should have copied and pasted. Should have copied and pasted the word, shouldn't I? Let's just do that because I'm lazy. Let's see. This bit as well. No, I didn't want to do that though. Lol. Tadley Distribution Yard. Fine. There. Good. Lovely. How's Bradshaw? Oh, people might want to know how merged Shildon and Bradshaw are. The answer is pretty. Like, these are pretty merged situation at this point. Look at this nice plane. What is this? AMA. Oh, lovely. Anyway. Is anything actually flying in and out of? Oh yeah, it is. Rally now demands tools. Alright, greedy. God, greedy. They're still building that. Annapolis very much expanding. You see they built this sort of half bypass road type situation. And it's... Oh, what's that noise? Golly. Making our way across. Oof. There. It's nice, isn't it? It's a nice view. Oof. We've ended up back down to here. Richmond. What are they at Richmond? Oh, golly. Right, anyway. I digress. It's the 10th of June, 1963. And things are afoot. Because what things are afoot? Well, things are afoot. Let me just hop over to OBS and bring us back to small faces. June 1963. It's fine. It's the 10th of June 1963. And can I look at lines trains making big losses later? It might point to lost or stuck trains. Thanks, R55. Yeah. The amalgamation distribution yard system will be really handy for these cities needing more stuff. Yeah, well, that's kind of the plan. June 1963, though, we must crack on with the reshaping of Amphitros railways. Here we have it. Is a nice scan of an old notice board Amphitros Railways Board, public notice, Transport Act 1962, alterations to railway passenger services, withdrawal of services and closing of stations. The Amphitros Railways Board hereby give notice that on and from Monday the 10th of June 1963, alterations will be made to the following lines. And what are those? It's the Western Isles Railway. The following passenger services will be discontinued between Westminster and Uckfield. The following passenger stations will be closed, Westminster and Uckfield. Alternative road services are unavailable in the respective areas. Oh golly. Well, what does this mean then? Well, this means that we need to head over to Amphitros and start making some stuff happen. Where are we? Here we go. Let's see where's that train got to. It's going in the right direction. Yeah, it is, yeah. Let's send it to the depot. And... yeah. And what are we going to do? Yeah, so it's getting closed. What does this mean? Well, I mean, it means that there's no longer going to be a railway service between here. And given that this is the first of the reshaping, this is the first of the reshaping situations. Then Amphitros Railways are keen to make a point of no, we're doing this, and so they do. They're lifting the tracks. That's it. Tracks lifted. Here we go. We're doing it, folks. We are... also... remind me to have to paint me ballast, don't I? I always forget to paint me ballast. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. 14. Strength. 5. There we go. There we are. I really was convinced that I'd... There we are, fine, good. There we are. They're lifting those tracks like there's no tomorrow. It's, not least because it's, you know, it's good to get the materials prepped in readiness for. No, they're making good the level crossing, so they are actually clearing the level crossing materials. I know in the past they've left level crossings as they are, but no, they're tidying things up properly in this situation. There we go. Let's delete. You know what? I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna just leave that there like that, and I think maybe. What do I want to do? I want to kind of... I'm going to do... and there we go, that's what I wanted to do. And then I can do this. Which is... there. And we need to manage line. Yeah, delete line, it's gone. Service ended, that's it. The railways on Amphitros are no more, gone. Golly, it's a bit sad, isn't it? Train's having a good time, yeah. Yes, use all these, absolutely, Jay, all these ties, all the sleepers and rails will be getting pulled up and taken over, shipped over in one of these boats on its way over to the main line. Yeah, there we are, the AS Howison. shipping those back over to the mainland. It was always an awkward arrangement, and the bus runs between the two. And the logic is the bus services, as we saw from the mapping, the bus services are pretty good between these two. Everything will run fine. There we are. That train just pulling its way back into the shed before they finish everything up. There we go. What a time. What a time. What else is going on that we need to pay attention to? Someone wanted to look at some of the most unprofitable lines. Yeah, I can tell you what some of the problem lines are, because let's have a look. The Lakeland line doesn't seem to be doing too good. The long distance one that goes all the way from top to bottom on the Lakeland lines is not very happy. Neither is the Bradshaw to Thapst service. Doesn't look very happy either. Actually, it's a good point. We need to think about those intercity services at some point soon, don't we? And have a think about updating those. There we go. So, behold the soon rise of the 103. Yes. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Let's keep moving things. Where do we want to go and have a look? If you want to go and have a look at anything, give me a shout. Tell me things. Let me know. There's plenty we need to go and have a look at. There's Mag Hull. Mag Hull with a station that's a bit of a... I mean, it's a bit... Could probably be... Because there's services coming in here and then pulling back out. It's definitely not the most well-optimised station. There's a bridge renewal up here, wasn't there, a while back? I can't remember whether that happened in stream. This bridge is an old viaduct that was basically falling to bits, and they've renewed it with a big 4-track bridge. But past, I think in the past it was a 2-track bridge for some reason. Anyway, there we go. Michael, do you think there'll be any lines that close but keep the tracks in place for a while? Yeah, certainly. It just kind of depends on various things. At the start, there's a lot of momentum to just sort of make things happen and make the progress and set the decisions in stone, as it were. Don't mind me, I'm just eating some raspberries. Lovely. What time is it? How are we doing? Sorry, where do you want to go and have a look at? Do give me a shout when it's time to look at things, and you're interested to go and have a look at some things. Golly, the lagoons are not looking happy, are they? Is there anything of them left? Like, are they... not much. Some deforestation, that's fine. Now, I wonder how... Are these doing better for themselves now? Oh no, this Suburban line is really not making a huge amount of cash, I'm going to be honest with you. Aspen Chamberlain, no worries. A train spotter from Berkshire. Do you think any lines planned for closure will stay open? Oh, I'm not sure, really. I mean, that certainly is a possibility, isn't it? That certainly happened in the UK, where we had a lot of lines that were proposed for closure that didn't close, that survived the chop, for sure. Oh, you know what? They need to. Someone needs to tidy this sloppy mess up here in Crawl. It's a shambles, isn't it? What a mess. Dear me. Also, it's a bit of a weird station, isn't it? They've got this bit up here and then this bit over here and this gap. They can definitely tidy that up, can't they? Yeah. So, what happened there? I saw that. That was weird. What just happened there? How bizarre. Anyway, yeah, commuter line is not making much profit here. I don't know whether it's because it gets snarled up in amongst all the. I think possibly it's because the stock is crap. Remember, they were supposed to have new electric stock, and it's been horribly delayed. So they're frustrated at the delays to their new stock, which they're running pretty old locomotives that they've basically jimmied off what used to run on the South Western Joint Railway, so they don't really have the ideal rolling stock for the service. Also, it's pretty congested with freight, isn't it? Golly. Oh, also, talk about road congestion. Forest Limon is certainly, this area is it's really busy. How's that congestion looking? Yeah. It's not looking too bad. What's it all come through? It's come through Victor Softy, the house builder. Yeah, golly, okay. Yeah. It's Pakefield. I mean, surely Are we going to have a train come through at high speed? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? It's always fun when that happens. It's a nice long straight. I mean, the East Coast Main Line's a pretty good bit of railway, isn't it, actually, now? It's had these upgrades. Ooh. Let's, I want to go to it. Why won't they let me go to it? Harborough. Where is that kind of industrial thing? That's what's down here. Harborough. There we go. What is it? Ooh, interesting. Okay. Well, firstly, let's do this. Let's do this. There we go. Let's just... there we are. Just make that all like that, and then yada yada yada. And then what do we want to paint this? We want to paint this. I wish you could freeze the paint as it is. Because it'd be nice to kind of retain some of the kind of rockiness. You know, some of the. It'd be nice to retain some of the. You know, basically some of these areas. It'd be nice to retain what they look like with the industry, and then kind of have the industry left over behind. That'd be kind of nice, but no. We can't have nice things. So it's back to the situation where me and Jay get annoyed at what the game could be, and isn't. That I'm going to put an extra asterisk, because that is how I've been remembering things that are closing. A lot of leave behinds there, yeah. Way back in the day, Train Fever did that with any terraforming done for construction. It was kind of a neat feature, though I get why they disabled it. Yeah, it's almost like it'd be nice if you could choose how that terraforming worked. It's right that they don't, because it means, you know, I couldn't do my track laying that as a test. But then again, I suppose they should have a tool that allows you to draw kind of test lines before you lay tracks. Maybe that would solve that. But anyway, okay, so that's an old mine that's going to get abandoned. Harbour Garage there. Where are we? Oh, where is this? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, of course it is. We're on the edge of getting increasingly close to, not quite merging though. Right. Oh, interesting. Okay, it's the 11th of August. And actually, some stuff's been happening. What stuff has been happening? Well, aviation stuff has been happening, because here's a nice advert. Bigger doesn't have to mean less beautiful. Our DC-4 is the most beautiful aircraft in the skies. When you're an independent airline, you can't afford anything less. Yes, it's AUA, Amphitros United Airlines, and they are about to buy out Trans-Mediterranean Airways. They're about to buy out Trans-Mediterranean Airways. Also, some other airline shenanigans. Athos Airways have being renamed as Athos International. Athos being eagle in Greek, right? Oh, I love clear skyscrapers. It's so grand in my ears. Oh, anyway. So we need to think about that, right? So AUA. So we've got AUA here. So this is Athos Airways. This firstly is going to be Athos International. Fine. And then also this one is Athos International Various Limited. Ely. Good. Lovely. Actually, I think... Let's pop this over here. Oh, anyway, so Trans-Mediterranean Airlines. Where is Trans-Mediterranean Airlines? There's only one of them. Trans-Mediterranean, bought out by AUA. What is this? This is... Where does this go to and from? Bradshaw to Raleigh. Oh, okay, so this is going to be AUA Bradshaw to Raleigh. Oh, I missed a Y there. Sorry, everyone in Raleigh. Fine. And what colour is AUA? AUA is just white, isn't it? Oh, that's snazzy. Okay, fine. There we go. Very nice. And having bought that, I think they'll definitely also paint their aircraft. So let's do that. Let's go AUA. They're going to paint all their aircraft into a nice white colour, I think. There we go. Let's paint them all into a nice white colour, so there's some nice consistency across their, frankly, shockingly weird mixed fleet that they've got going on. Got some DC-4s, they've got some DC-3s still, golly. They're a mixture. They bought up loads of AUA is like well, they are called United Airways for a reason. They've gobbled up all of these different lines. So maybe that, you know what, maybe they are going to swap out some of their aircraft as well. So let's do just that. Let's swap them all out for let's replace them all, actually, because let's say they're going to do some heavy refurb. You know what? No, let's not do that. So that's okay. So this one we're going to swap with. How do I do this? I can't remember how to do this. How do you do it? Just one? Oh yeah. I just need to do this, don't I? And then select the ones that I want to swap out. So this one, this one, this one. I haven't played a computer game for ages, everyone. I don't remember how to play computer games. This one, this one. Swap these all out for DC4s. Yes, DC4s. And there we go. There we go. A nice consistent fleet. They've put some money in. AUA, they put some money in. Very nice. Oh, you're still looking at the pamphlet. Oh my god. Everyone, you have to shout at me, remember. Sorry. Always shout at me in the chat. Everyone's already shouting at me in the chat. I just wasn't looking. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, everyone. There we are. We got there in the end. Sorry, I was doing... Well, you had a nice chance to look at that lovely pamphlet, lovely magazine advert. Yeah, well, I was just doing aircraft update stuff and tidying up some stuff. We've got Athos International, AUA, Bradshaw to Rally, fine. So they've now got a foot into Bradshaw because... Oh, you know what, actually, this is actually going to be... The way that they name them is Rally to Ely. Because that, I think... Yeah, oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. Or maybe they're going to call it... maybe they're going to do this. Rally to Bradshaw, Ely. And then this one's Orpington to Bradshaw, Abbeydale. Because they want to modernise and make it clear what they do. Orpington to Stratford, Thaps to Orpington, Thaps to Gampos. There we go. And also, yes, this is going to be Orpinos. And also this is going to be Orpinos. Alright. Ah, there we are. Not bad. Very nice. Well done, AUA. Excellent. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you. Hello, I'm here. Look at the screen with the chat on it. Yeah, I know. I need to look at the chat more often. Well, firstly, I'm knackered, so I've no idea what's going on. And secondly, yes, I know I should look at the screen. So, how's this going? Is this going as you all planned it? I'm sure it is, everyone. Nothing's going wrong. Everything's fine. Let's press on, shall we? Oh, there's some good shenanigans going on in a minute, actually. Right, so we really need to have a think about what's happening at Thapst Station, actually. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So, Goodridge sidings. So it's whether we, yeah. So we need this. This is going to be 2 tracks. So this will need to be 4 track, and it'll be the main lines. So the main lines are on the. This is the main line side here, as in the through. So through, then through, and then through. Yeah, because the outside is. Oh, is the outside the mains? Oh no, it's not, is it? So that's going to be the mains on the. Oh, now which side is the? Now this is where I need my diagram, isn't it? I need my little diagram of what the layout's supposed to be, because you know, the map that we were using. Because yeah, actually it is this inside one that's the fast. So how does it get to the other side then? How have I planned it to get to the other side in Thapst? How does that actually work? Or is it that the main lines are actually the? Is it that this is the main lines and I've just forgotten? Is the outside the main line? Ah, yes, it is. It's just that annoyingly the main lines also have the connection. Yeah, okay, I remember. Yes, because the main line has the. It just happens to be that the main lines have this annoying connection because that's the way where the cord was, but it's not huge. I don't think it's used by much now. Let's have a look. What is it used by? Oh, also I need to do some of this. Oh yeah, you can't hold it. Okay, fine. I mash it. I shall then. Proposal discount. That's a while ago. Oh. I thought you could mash this, but apparently you cannot. So I'm gonna have to, sorry, I thought you could hold it and it works, but it doesn't seem to be. So I'm mashing the money button like there's no tomorrow. Let's smash the money button like there's no tomorrow. There, good. Fine. Okay. So, what have we got going on? Yeah, because what is this? This is a branch of Thapst. Yeah, that looks like it's an express service. This is relevant for a couple of reasons because I'm just going to remind myself where we've got to. This is relevant because we've got stuff to talk about. We've got some interesting stuff to talk about. Oh, this is an interesting one, actually. I like this one. Yes, thanks, Jay. When did this ARHS thing start, George? Oh, Williams Adams. Oh, what's with it? The Amphitros Railway Historical Society will welcome you aboard. Okay, yeah, nice one. Right. We've got some... This is an interesting one. These are the two timetables. So there's a few interesting things to talk about here. Number one, we're going to do some timetable updates. We're going to do some service updates. So this is the old timetables. You can see here, mainline express services. And this is the old timetable. This is the old one. Old. This is a new one here. Old. New. New here. And the interesting thing I want to talk about here is the branding, because we're in this weird hinterland that we know we're kind of modernizing and reshaping, and Samuel Kroll is just trying to modernize the business, modernize the railways, turn them into a bit of a business, try and bring some of that business acumen from his experience running various companies up in the north east of Amphitros to the railways, which is why I was brought in. And you can see the branding. We're losing our roundel. We're losing our nice roundel. So our lovely Amphitros Railways here, we're losing our lovely roundel, and it's just kind of becoming this rather bland-looking Amphitros Railways situation. But this is a timetable. So you can see we've not been using non-skill sans as well. You can see we've been using this sort of sans serif type font, kind of typeface, which is nice. Jay's saying this is too much. By the way, this is reflected in the real world. Like in BR, there's this weird hinterland of the branding that just doesn't really make much sense in the early 60s. It's a bit weird. Jay has noticed the grease stain on the old timetable. Yeah, you've got to do this thing properly, Jay. You know what? Not going to half-ass this stuff. While this is up, though, there are material changes, so we need to now go back and think about, where are we? Let's go back to this, because I want to set this up. They're setting up these timetables. They can't do all of them yet, because obviously there's still work going on the East Coast Main Line. There's a lot of physical work going on, the building of that station and so on. I should have warned before I flashed through those lenses. I'm so sorry, everyone. Let me just continue to do my checks to see if Dina needs me. She doesn't. She's being lovely. She just is being absolutely lovely and not isn't pestering me. Oh, I love that someone's already putting screenshots into Energy Players. Yeah, I'll put the full pages up at the end of the episode. Don't worry. So, what's the first? Let's. So with that in mind, let's go back to Game Face. I'm going to have that to the one side of me, and we're going to go back to here. Keep it paused and go through our services here. So our train services. Let's just drop this down here as well, just so it's not in the way. There we go. So we know we've got... So at the moment we've got two of these central services, but actually, basically this is... this one CO2, is not necessarily going to be... It's just going to get relegated to not being a... It's going to be a regional service. So that'll be 2 CO2, but I think I've got a sneaking suspicion it's already a 2 CO2. Yes, there... Oh, there isn't, actually. Oh, there you go, then. 2 CO2, and what's the colour? Yeah, I presume these... Yes, that's the colour. So, 2 CO2, Stratford to Shankly. So it's no longer considered an in-city service, so it's not going to have that priority. Thaps Shanklin absolutely is, of course. The next one is the various East Coast services. So we've got a Bradshaw to Forest Limon and a Bradshaw to Forest Limon of the non-stop and the stopping services. Don't actually have any trains on them because at the moment there's still not full electrification all the way along the route, so they haven't put that in yet. Yes. Oh, by the way, absolutely do found some heritage preservation organisations if you wish to at this point, and lobby me for the lines you wish to remain open as heritage lines. Do that. I'm not saying I'll listen, but absolutely do that. That'd be fun. See what you can come up with, put with campaigns and posters and stuff. I love the lore because it allows me to just really sink into this and hopefully makes the series kind of nice and immersive. But also, I love it when you guys get involved. It's nice when you all get involved. I'm saying guys. I'm very pleased that we've got quite a mixed audience watching, which is fun. Bradshaw to Thaps 1E03. That's a stopping service that runs from Bradshaw through Annapolis, Hendon, Thaps, and to what on the map was called Pendennis, but actually we're going to rename the station now. Old Thaps. What is the station down here? It's Thaps Central, but they're going to rename this from Thaps Central to Thaps. Actually, not even Thaps. They're just going to call it Citadel Station, because it's a station that was built very close to the old. I mean, you can see kind of the remains of the fortress here. For anyone who doesn't know, this fortress it got blown up in a massive way. There's a huge fortress here, and it got blown up in a massive way as part of the Greek Wars of Independence and the last kind of hurrah of the Greek population here. There's some story here. Anyway, so you might have to lobby me in the Discord, but yeah, certainly do some lobbying of lines to be retained as heritage lines. So okay, so those are fine. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 lines there, which is correct. Bradshaw to Thaps and Thaps to Forest Limon. They're kind of the partial stoppers, and then we've got the Bradshaw to Forest Limon that is a non-stop, which is 1E01, and then we've got the one Bradshaw to Forest Limon which goes stops at Annapolis, stops at Thaps, and stops at Wakefield East. Yes, so it's kind of the through stopping one, and then you've got the kind of the 2 half distance stopping ones. So that's right. We've got 3 services that run, 3 express services that run on the Midland Valley, on the Midland Main Line, as it's called. And we need to fix this. So we're going to now kind of homogenate these into one. Or rather, we're going to downgrade this to a 2, and I think that's probably the case that there's going to be... actually, let's leave that for now because we can see where it is. So let's look at 2MO3. Actually, there's not. There's no... Okay, so that's just going to be 2MO1. And then there we are, 2MO1. Fine. And 2MO2 Bradshaw to Shanklin. So where does this stop? This goes... Stops at Bridport, not anymore. Stops at Harrogate Junction, Shanklin Central, Harrogate Junction, and then no, it does not stop at Bridport. Yes, lovely. And of course, this is now, let's call this Gampos Central, because that's what it is now. Gampos Central, there we go. So that is that, and that is going to be 2MO1. Fine. So it means there's no longer a non-stop express service along the Midland Valley, which some might say is a bit sad. We're just going to go in here and... no, I want vehicles, sorry. Because... 1MO... Yeah, here we go. The Westerner, we're going to pop this train onto... What? No, I don't need to do that. Onto 1MO... No, damn it, I don't know which one's which. Let me just rename this as... there. Now I know. We're going to put this onto 1MO1. And then, what we're going to do is get rid of this line. We don't need this one. It's gone. Yes, gone. It's gone. There we go. So that's rationalised. And then the last one is... We've got these 3 services on the the Lakeland line, which I propose at the moment they're going to keep these like this because there are upgrades to be done on the in fact, maybe what is it? How long have we had? I know we're still going to pause. There's planning to be done. There's some time to be done for those upgrades. If you remember, if I go back to the map, which I hope, dear God, that I haven't had up the whole time. No, I haven't. Good. If we go back to the map, you remember there was this freight plan that had these upgrades here. And there's an upgrade, so there's not the only thing happening. Yeldersley South Junction, there's some other stuff going on. To essentially, you know, in a few places, there's also some other upgrades planned to kind of improve the Lakeland main line. So if I was forwards to, where are we? There we are, old new, marvelous. Let's go back to here. So yeah, I'm not going to merge the Lakeland line things because, for example, there are so Yeldersley South Junction is, I think, is here. And there's kind of a double upgrade to be done because basically what's going to be happening is this is going to connect up to here, and this is they're going to smooth this connection. So it's a bit of a rewiring of what the priority route is, because actually this obviously the Great Northern the trains used to run through here, but obviously a merging of companies, they built this cord to get to Maghull. And actually this is now the main route. So if you look at the express service, it goes down here and onto this line. So actually what we need to do is, I mean, nothing is currently going along here. It will eventually. Because we're going to create this cord up here. Going to create this cord here to allow freight services to go off and do what they need to do. Anyway, I digress. So, actually, why isn't freight using that? So what freight have we got here? If I do this, what freight have we got on this line? Kroll Tadley. Put them on that. Why aren't they... No, maybe I just need to... Yeah, okay. That's 7 and 8. Okay, let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. What does that mean? So... Oh, we need to get rid of that as well. And that. Is that going to make them... So why is it not... Because ideally that would just stay... Oh, I know why. It's because there's no way of it peeling off here onto the freight lines, hence why we need the cord. Does that mean I've now made it not on the... Yeah, that is what I've done. It's now on the mains, isn't it? Oh dear. Well, fine. Well, okay, it's a temporary situation. We definitely need to build our new cord. In fact, you know what? Let's do that now. Let's do some civil engineering. Let's do this junction. How the hell are we going to do this, though? Let's have a think. Do we just want this as a... There's two things going on here, isn't there? Let's see. So this, firstly, this track radius is obviously not great. I mean, it's really slow. Ideally, they're going to want that to be a much faster curve. So what are they going to do? Are they maybe going to bulldoze this viaduct? Because there's nothing then going to... So what actually currently runs here? Maghull to Gisborough. Okay, so there's... I think basically, yeah, they can't really do that civil engineering until some of the kind of the changes from the reshaping actually go through. No, I think you'll end up with basically almost a physical separation of these two. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna... The thing is, this could be it. Yeah, I'm just thinking, folks, about whether I'd actually slightly slew on this side to bring to get this into a slight... Basically, put a bearing change in here. A slight straight here. And then kind of connect that way. I think that might be... So in which case, we have to wait a little bit longer before we do that. What is this chord going to be called? I can't remember actually. I'm not sure. Oh, what's the chat? What chat's going on? If you got to rip up the rail, you got to rip up the rails if you're expanding elsewhere and want to save money. Jay, you've gone nuts, haven't you? You've gone nuts with power. Bearing in mind, yeah, there's like a mixed response to this because there is a feeling of even among some of the other union members and some of the other unions across Amphitros, there's a feeling like no, but this is modern. This is going to allow the railways to run more effectively. You know, it's the railways are, and rightly or wrongly, the railways are a mess. I mean, look at this around here. Like, this is mild chaos around here. You know, there's particularly up here. Like this railways going all over the place, doing what's this and there's massive bits of. This was a main line for quite a long time, and now it's it's decayed a little, but there's just railways all over the place that don't necessarily make a huge amount of sense. So there's a bit of a mess to fix and tidy up. Talking of which, because we have to talk about the next Amphitros Railways Board. Notice board, because the Amphitros Railways Board hereby give notice that on and from Monday the 9th of September 1963 alterations will be made to the following lines: the Richmond Vale Railway, Highfield Road Joint Line, and Gisborough Branch. Okay. The following passenger services will be discontinued: Maghull Midland to Gisborough Town. And the following stations will be closed: Maghull Midland and Gisborough Town Station. 2 stations being closed. Oof. Well then. So now that we do have to start thinking about things, don't we? So what is that? What's happening there then? What's happening there? Is that a new... This is an old freight thing that then a new... That's interesting. That's definitely an old mine that was there, and then a new oil well is plonked on top of it. Interesting. And a bit strange. Oh yeah, they just kind of... The game has procedurally generated a road to it as well. You be careful, game, about where you procedurally generate roads and industries on this little crowded island, alright? Watch it. Right, so, Maghull Midland to Gisborough Town, discontinued. Maghull Midland to Gisborough. It's, funnily enough, it's quite a profitable line, funnily enough, and yet, here we go. So this, we're going to, what are we going to do? I'm going to say stored and do this. It's off on its way to be stored. And we're going to go... It's gone. For a couple of reasons. That suddenly makes our life easier up here, doesn't it? Because down here now we've just got freight. So all of a sudden that is now a much easier fix. So that's helpful. I knew there was a logic to what I was on about. Yeah, it must have been damn expensive mining around those oil reserves. Yeah, exactly, Master Trams. Quite. And what did we say? We said, so Richmond Vale Railway, well, specifically this bit, because it means that Maghull's first station is getting the chop. It's already been kind of somewhat rationalised, but yeah, it's time. It is time to bid farewell to... Yeah, it's time to bid farewell to the station, and yeah, and let's rip up some tracks as well. Just free some space in. Now, what are we going to do about protecting this right of way? That's another question. Are we going to just leave it? Yeah, possibly. What we're also doing about this... So that was the Richmond Vale Railway and the Highfield Road Joint Line, which is this bit, isn't it? This is the Highfield Road Joint Line. Interesting. So that's quite a lot of railway that'll be getting the old heave-ho. We're going to leave this little spur for now, and get rid of this and this. But we are going to take the opportunity to get rid of a flat crossing, which I have not appropriately drawn ballast for, which always annoys me. There we go. This. Oh, okay. And also, this is a horrible tight curve with some nasty S&Cs, so we're just going to get rid of that as well. Lovely. Oh, appropriate music, everyone, isn't it? Because I'm going buck wild on the old demolition. There we go. And what about this bit? So that's this section that goes off this way. Oh, we can come back to this later, can't we? There's no rush to... what about this end? Kind of leave this for now. That's fine. Let's have a think. Yeah. We can come back and play with that later, can't we? But that's the old Maghull Midland Station. Very much abandoned, isn't it? Yeah. Golly. That's not all, though. Gisborough branch down this end. This connection down here. Yeah, let's go down here. Whizzing its way into... It's a funny little branch line, isn't it? It's a nice little... It's quite nice, but... yeah. Oh, let's worry about that later. Let's... Oh, actually, no, we needed to... Yeah, okay, fine. Yes. But also, I'm sorry to say that in this situation, they're like, nah, we're just getting rid of the whole lot. Just bulldozing this. I love that this has got a big exclamation mark. Don't worry, that's a service that doesn't exist anymore. Not that, it's like in their brain, in the game's brain, but I presume that'll disappear soon. If not, then great. There we are. There we go. This train's having a tremendous time, yeah. Actually, I do. You're right. We're going to do a little bit of this. Let's just do. Ah, crap. I didn't want to do that at all, did I? That was a whoops. I'm going to have to do some nonsense now. I screwed that up, everyone. I thought I was being clever. I'm not being clever. In fact, I'm making a mess. I was trying to keep the level crossing, but we're not keeping the level crossing. It's going. Let's continue. Let's continue our merry adventure. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, good point. Thanks, Jay. Nice one. Yeah, there we are. Here we are, and I'll leave that for now because that's all a bit more complicated and involves some mainline closures to get rid of that. But yeah, they've lifted those tracks. The plain line lifted on the old on that old branch line, which is a bit sad, isn't it? But sometimes good things come to an end, and again, Gisborough has a decent, it does a decent. it has a pretty decent passenger service into the grand sort of big Gizmo station, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. That's gone now. Yeah, look, it's got a huge, big Gizmo Victoria station, enormous, busy station, so fine. With how many people were waiting at the station, it feels like extra service could have made that route profitable. Oh yeah, perhaps, but equally, you know, it's operationally awkward and makes a, you know, it's they've got grand operational plans for the way the railway's going to work, and it will be a more efficient system. That's certainly the logic, anyway. Right. So that's done. Now we're going to go up here and do our bit of construction that we know we need to do. So I think what I'm going to do, first of all, we're going to bulldoze this bridge. So we've taken a big mainline possession, we're bulldozing that bridge. Also, we are going to not forget to do this. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, okay, fine. So I think what I'm going to do is pull this right back to this. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to pull it right back to the station. Removing a signal. Remember, we're putting that signal back, folks. Remind me to do that. Okay, so how are we going to do this, I wonder? No catenary. So we want inside curve. We're going to keep this at the straightened level, aren't we? Now, essentially, we do. I mean, for starters, I need to see what that looks like, so fine. This isn't what I'm going to do, but I just kind of have a look at what the geometry looks like. I think what we're going to have is a 100-mile-an-hour curve doing... do I even want it that far? I don't even know if I want it that far. I think maybe that's what I want. Yes. And then from there I want this straight a bridge, which I might... Well, I don't want a bridge. Do I actually want... To be honest, I probably want a... Well, I probably... Is that too high, by the way? Is that going too high? It does seem to be about the right level, doesn't it? Let's see. I think this is actually going to end up just being embankment, because it doesn't need to be... This line connection doesn't need to continue to exist. What do we think? Or do we want to retain that? Do you think they'd build it with retaining that connection? I mean, firstly, this will be a bridge like this. I think I have a suspicion. Just have a look at what that looks like, and then. Yeah, I have a suspicion. I think they're going to do. I think they're doing embankment because there's no need to retain this connection. Really, this is essentially becoming the new mainline alignment. In fact, maybe they would actually bring the curve around a bit more. Maybe they will actually bring the curve around a bit more, because what they essentially want to do is bring it into this alignment here. Yeah, I think we'll have it slightly bring it around a bit more. Merging with the tracks. Actually, I think basically coming in and replacing. Let's lift these tracks because it'll make our lives a bit easier. Yeah. So. There we are, and likewise, let's just. We're essentially coming in down here. So essentially, we basically want to... The thing is, there's going to have to be a reverse to do this connection, but I think we can... I think we'll begin it earlier. So let's do that and that and that. There we go. So we're trying to create a 100-mile-an-hour connection now between these and these, and it'll entirely replace. I mean, for starters, we're going to get rid of these signals because these are all now redundant. This section of track here is I have a heat headache because it's flipping like 30 degrees in this room. Oh, sorry for those who don't enjoy me drinking. Oh, the Michael C. method. Ah, if only I remembered what the Michael C. method was. Thing is, I don't really want to eat up too much ground because obviously it's quite a forested area. Let's see. First of all, let's see what it does when we do an automatic click and see, because it's always interesting to see what it comes up with. Messy. But it gives us an idea of radius, so we're going to have a tighter radius on this side. Actually, we want to bulldoze this connection already, because I think we're going to need to pull the curve back to just... Basically, we're going to want to... We don't want to bulldoze this bridge, so we're going to want to make use of every inch we can get. So let's go just through the bridge, and then we'll see what this is going to look like if we do this connection from here. It's a bit more like it, isn't it? So I think 101 meter radius, and then a straight, and then attempt to replicate on the other side. The only challenge is in level, is getting the levels right. So how are we going to do that? I suppose we could sneak some extra radius with the wedge with the bridge span. Yeah, I mean, I could start it from in here. You're right. But actually, I think that's probably enough. I think we've probably got enough there. I think what I might do, and this is possibly a little cheeky, is actually place the games one for elevation reasons, and then I will use the elevation and place as or do I need to do that? Maybe I don't need to do that actually. I don't need to do that. We can do this in by eye. So 101 to start with. Let's see what we can do. 101, and we're gonna say, let's do it like that. So it's 101, and it's a bit further around, wasn't it? It was like to maybe not that far, but about there maybe. Yeah. Okay. Then we're gonna go for we're gonna go for that. Maybe a little bit further back actually. Now, what was the Michael C. method? Was it essentially to draw a curve on... Tell me the Michael C. method, everyone. Let's see, do that to there. Now, is it just that I do this? Is that what I do to create the... Is this the Michael C. method, and then I can basically draw parallel to that? I suppose that kind of is the Michael C. method, because that kind of works. So if I then do... Is that how I do this? Is this the Michael C. method? Have I just done it? Is that right? I suppose it is, isn't it? Because if I then do this... it's the Michael C. method. Then if I do this, that gives me my geometry to here. Lovely. There we go. It's a little bit kinky at this end, but so if I then do this to here, that right? Have I screwed this up, or is that... Oh, it looks... Let me just have a quick look. That looks alright. That, to me, looks pretty good, actually. Let me just do a bit of this, because that's obviously new embankment. No, actually, it's new embankment, so this will be... So there'll be new... Actually, this is also... This half-assed stuff. New embankment... Oh, also, multiple things I need to do. One of them being... This will have been cleared. They will have cleared this to actually build the thing. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yes. There we go. And I want to just... There we are. There we go. So that's our nice new connection. That gives us our nice main line towards Maghull, which is lovely. But what about this bit? This is the mess that we've been left with. Well, firstly, I guess we can get rid of some signals. I don't know, we need to reinstate the signals on the other side. We can get rid of these connections up here. Lovely. We don't need that bit. This one's a bit easier, because I think we basically just do a curve, right? So if I just... If I just do a curve like this, will this work? Oh, not quite. I need to just cut a little bit away on this side, and then I think we're there. That's probably too much in the end, but let's go with that for now. Let's see. Ooh, not bad though. Let's do a little bit more up here. How much did I chop away in there? Wasn't much, was it? Let's try that. Oh, so close. So close. A little bit less than that even. So, like, 2 buffer stops or something. The thing is, it's not locking because I'm not... I think that will do me. There's no need for these to connect to each other. We have split them from each other beautifully. Same deal here. Let's clear these a bit because they woulda. And let's just go through and this side as well. There we go. There we are. So we've got that's not bad, is it? It's not bad for 1963. Some decent civil engineering gone on there. Marvellous. Now, what has or hasn't this fixed? What have we got? Well, nothing seems too broken. We've got, oh, what is this that I can see here? This is... That doesn't need to be on that line anymore. That's. I need to maybe have a think about why that's there. Why is that there? Because surely that can now just run straight down on here. Oh, signals are a thing I need to think about as well, aren't they? Right, so... signals. Okay. What did we have? We had... do we want a signal there? I don't know if I do want a signal there, do I? Where's the next signal in this direction? How long are we making our track sections? Was I making them like 320? Probably was, wasn't I? So there's a signal. I need to have a signal kind of like there. Like there. Oh yeah, that does look about right actually. Okay, fine. So signal about there. Okay. And then if I go this way, that probably looks about... No. Obviously that needs to be one way. That does look about right, doesn't it? Yeah, one way. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there are connections to these. These main lines have connections elsewhere. Like there's a decent amount of connectivity for, I mean, you know, down in around Richmond there's connectivity between the two, so I don't think it's too much of an issue that they've been separated. It does create a bit of sterile land, which is less than ideal. Yeah, but anyway, that's for the future to worry about, isn't it? Let's see. Let's do another signal. So that signal's going to be there-ish. Okay. And is there going to be another one? There's going to be another one, and there's going to be another one, and that other one is going to be here. Fine. Right, I think that's adequately fixed the signaling there. What about in the other direction? I think we need... signal here, and well, that's possibly it actually. Let me just have a think. Yeah, alright, we'll have a signal here. No, because we want that to be off the back of there, so it actually needs to be from the other direction. We need the signal to be from there to like... to like there, okay. Let's call it to there, okay. Get rid of that signal. That then pushes... it's too close to that one anyway, so fine, okay, lovely. Then we just need to have a look at what the traffic is going through here. Trains only, please. So, the expresses, that's nice and easy. They're doing what they're doing down there, no bother. There is a freight being mischievous, though, which is Hartlepool to Tadley. That we can work out. So, where is it being... Oh, no... Thinking wonder, why is that still being directed this way? Signal 10, signal 48. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. That means that all the freight should now be running through here. What's the freight line that's this? This is... Oh, it's still there. Why is that doing that then? What? Oh, Rougeley signal still. That now is on there. Good. Good. So that now becomes a... Pretty much now we have a dedicated freight line. See what we've done there? We've now created, by doing that physical work, we've created an express line, which is pretty much dedicated to express stuff now, actually. There's not really any local stuff running on there. And a freight route. So we now have a freight route that, for the most part, parallels... I don't know why there is a passenger express service on that line, though. It's horribly lost. That's to Shanklin. Yeah. On the... Wait, what? Oh, dear. Okay. Let's just duplicate that, and then this one we're just gonna sell this. Horrible. That's a disaster. I don't know why it's there. Bad things have happened. The ARSE is seeking to acquire a railway motor coach and rail bus. Oh, very good. Okay. What are people saying? Do you think now the two lines have been realigned, there is any potential for some kind of connection core between them using flat junctions? No. No. They've very much been segregated, operationally segregated, to provide that. It's now basically the main line is running up. The Lakeland main line has been Lakeland mainlineified a bit. The issue, of course, is Maghull, because it still has to run into Maghull and then run back out. So it's not ideal, but it now means that we've got basically the Great Northern is somewhat being relegated to a freight route. For a while, this bit of line made little sense, but actually, as a dedicated freight route, probably makes quite a bit of sense. So there we are. I'd say that's progress. So originally this was going to be a chord, but now it isn't. You could say, well, why didn't you keep this straight? But the thing is, they haven't got the S&C to do that, and actually, operationally, this is quite neat and tidy. Anyway, there we go. Quite pleased about that. The GNR was built as a freight route initially. Yeah, exactly. It was built as a freight route, so it's kind of doing what it was meant to do. So there we are. Let me just check the speeds. 100. Maybe as part of that, we'll now have some track renewals as well, because I kind of feel like we should have a bit more concrete track, some sort of faster tracks through here. This. Yeah, they've kind of done what they can with given this. That will have been put in as concrete. Lovely. Grand. Okay. Oh, golly, that was upsetting, wasn't it? Maybe it's not a bad time to stop. What do you think? 22:39. Oh my goodness, there's so much chat in an engineer plays. It's great. Fab. Good. What are we thinking? That felt quite productive, actually. Done some stuff. Done some civil engineering. Lovely. Hopefully not everything gets horribly confused by that now. Right, okay, let's see what we've done. Is this one of the trains that I knew was going to get confused? What is this? Thaps to Stratford. It has ended up on a line that it is very much the wrong way. It's lost horribly. Okay, right. No. Okay. I'm just going to do this because it makes my life a lot easier. Actually, this one, and rename this to this, fine, and this vehicle, I'm just going to get rid of it. Sometimes it's better to do that when they've got horribly lost. Has anything else got horribly lost that I need to worry about? No, doesn't appear to have. Maybe that's the last one. I hope it is. I hope it is. What's this? Huh? Nice oil train running at full tilt. Very good. Oh. Scott M has just stumbled into a 70-part series that's been about to be binged. That's quite possible. I can only apologise. How many rail buses are in storage? I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I'm not sure. How can I work this out? Oh, I know how I can work this out, I think. If I go down to here and then go like this. Oh, there's a few old stored vehicles here. Oh, interesting. Oh, the Western Isles Railway Works. Ventnor Head Wagon Works. Oh, there's an old train there. It's exciting. Oh, it's an old... What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, it's an old Metropolitan train, yeah. Nothing. Oh, what's that? What is that? Not sure. What colour is that? Is that GNER colours? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Nothing in there. South Farndon? No. Victoria. Oh, what's that? What is that? It's brown. Oh, it's an old freight train of some kind in Shildon, Victoria, North Shed. Finesse Road, look. There's another. Got some old stuff stored here and there. No. Oh, just a single loco in Orpington Steelworks Shed. Oh, there's a stored streamline. Oh, there's a Morecambe Shed. There we are. There's a rail bus. Maitland Brickmakers. No. There's another rail bus. There's a couple of stored rail buses. There's some steam. There's a fair amount of steam that's been snuck away here and there on the island, which is interesting, isn't it? What's that? Oh, another steamer. In fact, 2. Oh, some more steam. Oh, there's a fair amount of stuff getting... Oh, and there's another rail bus. Good. Oh, electric loco there stored. There we go. Fine. So there we go. There's a few bits of steam here and there, which is interesting. Yeah, for those of you who've not been here, welcome to Amphitros. This is our Transport Fever 2 island, of which much has happened. There's some serious history going on this island. This is a very complicated map with a very complicated series of everything going on. Jay's gone beast mode. Someone needs to stage an intervention for Jay. There we go. It's Bradshaw. Jay, I'm just ruining you. You just you wanted to see just railways galore and joy, and I'm just ruining it for you. Or rather, Dr. Samuel Kroll is ruining it for you. I don't. This is run by socialists. It's an island run by socialists. It's not neoliberal vampires running it. They just want they want the system to be more a more effective and efficient system, and they're kind of pruning the duplication of the time, so they see it. Anyway, what is it? September 15th. Yeah, maybe it's not a bad time to pause. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going for a little longer, just a fraction, a touch longer. Let's see, what else have we got going on? Some various bits and pieces going on. These lines are all a bit weird because there's quite what's actually running on them. It's all kind of freight only lines. These lines around here. What about that yeah, so the big 4-track railway along here is obviously, it's a pretty. What's on it though? Could this be diverted? I wonder. What can we see here? Mancall, Annapolis, and Rugeley to it, which is Annapolis. Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh yes, because the plan was that they'd build if they build a chord here, so sort of an additional chord here connecting these two, then it means that they can basically, building a chord there, you can get rid of this line. You can get rid of that line, and basically that allows you to then get rid of much of this enormous bit of 4-track railway, which, let's face it, it's a weird duplication. It doesn't really that usefully go anywhere. So yeah, there we go. It's the old Great Central connection to. Actually, I can't remember who did build that. Who built this? No, I don't think it is. I think it's the. Oh, where's the Archipelago map when you need it? Well, I know where the Archipelago map is when I need it.
Either of those things.
Oh, that was Roz's voice. Oh, that's because I've got a W2IP episode open in one corner. Right, here we go. No one wants me to go. They want me to stay and keep doing things. Actually, while I'm in the game, there's a thing. It's the 27th of September. There's a thing I need to do, which is Hermes Aviation. Where are they? Hermes Aviation. Where are you? Hermes Aviation. Hermes Aviation. Yeah, there we go. Where are they? Well, they're being renamed. They're being renamed from Hermes Aviation to Hermes. Or they're being renamed to Herm Air International Yeah. Hermair International. Inspiring stuff. Where are they based? I think they're based out of Ely, aren't they? Let's go down here. Does that mean they've got a Athos? I'm sure. No, they don't have a thing here. Oh yeah, that should be Athos International, shouldn't it? Oh, wait a minute. No, planes. Where are we? Yeah, Athos International. Fine. Okay. Let me do the thing I was doing. What was I doing? Oh yeah, that's right. Archipelago map. There we are. Where's OBS? So here's the map as it is on, which is online. The link is in the description, I think. So that is the it's the Kingston and Mag Hull Railway, which was its own railway company, I think, and I presume the KNBR got it, or maybe no, maybe you're right. Maybe the GCR got it eventually. The old maps are, in fact, is that something we can do? Can I be cheeky and actually go in and find that? Where did I put it? There's a folder which I'm so warm, my friends. I'm so warm. Where is it? It's let's go really map. Is this the one? Yes. Okay. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. These are all the maps I have. So this is the current one. Amphitros Railways, and we'd go back and we've got, this is when the GNER, for anyone who's not come to the series before, you're getting a brief potted history here, although there is if you want to do a catch-up, there is a catch-up, no, that's not what I wanted, there is a catch-up video, on, that you can watch to, yeah, there we are, GNR and the Bradshaw Southwestern Railway, Bradshaw Southern and Western Railway, sorry, and you can see the two there, and you can see some tweaks and things. And these are the big two. And before the big two were formed, you had a variety of railway companies. You had, what do we have? The Metropolitan Railway, you had the Southern Railway, you had the Great Western Railway, you had the Great Northern Railway, you had the Great Central Railway, and was it the Midland Railway, I think? Yes. And you're right, it was the Great Central who had that line running down to... That was their route that they used to get... actually, it was their old route, and then they built their new route, didn't they? What else if I trace right back? Oh, see this SWJR being built, and then that's the first of the big maps I did. But those are PDFs, but I have the... this is the version that's online that you can play with yourselves to your heart's content. There will be an updated version, I think, of this eventually. Although actually I may transfer it into my new mapping when I eventually finish that. The things I do all these things in like little 5-minute bouts here and there when I just want a little rest from life. My ADHD brain needs distracting. So let us not get too distracted. It's a good game face. What are we up to? Where's the tapestry gone? I need the tapestry here. There we go. So lovely. Let us continue. September 27th. Where's some trains? I want to see some fast-moving electric trains. Where are they? There's some up here, I hope. Surely one of the electric services is hammering along at pace. Oh no, it's just one of the suburban services. Where are our electric services? Surely we've got a couple hammering along at a decent pace. Ah, here we are. That's more like it. How fast is it going? 75 miles an hour. I think it's limited by the rolling stock. I think the coaches are 75 mile an hour only. Still, it'll accelerate nicely. Scott M, I've had this in my Steam library for months and barely looked at it. I had no idea it was this deep. Let me apologise to you and say it isn't. It isn't. I'm so sorry. The game is not very deep. This is all contrived lore. Just to kind of make it a bit deeper. I mean, it can be this deep. It just depends how you play computer games, and this is how I play computer games, which is, I don't know. I don't know how you would describe this being as a way to play computer games. Yeah, nice little cameo from Roz there. Jay, we'll have to have Jay back on again. Jay, we'll have to have you back on an episode, and we can see what's going on. And particularly when it's going to get fun when I start breaking down specific railway projects, and we actually go into the detail of what railway construction projects actually look like. That's going to be fun. Let's see. What else is going on? What? Ah, that's annoying. Oh no, it's not. It's just an industry. Okay, there's an industry went blue somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. What industry was it? Oh, it's this one. Oh, okay. Fine. I think we can probably. I'll do the ground around it because that can be fun. But I might well not paint that one. I feel like this one we can just leave this here as a bit of an echo of the past. Fine. I quite like the industries disappearing. Yeah, good. Ah, crap. Where's that nice train we were watching? Let's go across the whole bloody island and find it. Oh, what was it? Ashport. It's such a look at the size of this place. There's a nice set of train sheds here. New train on its way out to fix the mess that was happening earlier. Oh yeah, it's stationary, isn't it? Because it's waiting for... What is in the way? Ah, it's on the fast lines, but it's wanting to cross to park on the slows. I need to have a think about that as to whether actually we want... Because currently the signal route is that they go on the fast and then they nip back onto the slows, but maybe we want them to... Because if that's parked there for that long, it's going to be in the way of the... The fasts are going to be coming through and getting stuck. So actually maybe we want this. What is this one again? 104. I'm inclined to say we shove this onto the slows. What are your thoughts, everyone? Jay, yes, I'll give you plenty of warning, don't worry. Because I'll need to do plenty of warning. There'll be another revolution. I know one of the times Jay was on, we did have a revolution. Actually, it might have just been in the chat, Jay, that you did instigate the fomenting of a socialist revolution on the island and overthrew the British. That did happen. Golly. There we are. There we go. There we go. I want it to go fast. Come on now. How many people are in this train? 120. It's just losing a lot of money. I know, Jay. You did do great things. You did do great things. There we are. There we are. There we are. Here we are. We're getting. Yes, it is a bit jerky, everyone. That's because there's so much going on this map right now. There's so much. I mean, the population is. They've moved some stuff around. Not showing any sign of slowing down, to be honest. It's over 60,000 on the island at the moment. It's a pretty hefty population. Could really do with the... Anyway. Yeah. Now, train. What's your next stop? Oh, it's stopping to wait for the Great Northern. Okay, fine. Oh, alas. Yeah, everyone around, pretty much everyone in the chat who's been in the chat for a long time, there will be things on this island named after you. Some of them are Easter eggs that I'm not sure, at some point when I share the map you might spot, or they might come into they might end up being very important in the future. But yeah, there are a lot of Easter eggs on this map. Named things, named businesses, named industries, various things. I'm pausing because it's the 25th of November, and I have additional things that I need to say. A last thing that we're going to end with, which should interest some of you, which is the publication of a. Where are we? It's there. We are. Oh, look, it's the publication of a report. Actually, it's a report that ends up being known as the Carmichael Report, after David Carmichael, who's a resident of the island, but the descendant of Scottish civil engineers. He's a planner. He's appointed by the Minister of Transport and Logistics to head a working group to understand the future of personal transport, private transport, and the impact on urban planning. And this is the result. It's a very influential publication. This is the book version of it that gets published a year later, called Congestion in Cities. It's the report stating the need for urban road planning on a larger scale. But the document, this book and the document, the report that it was created from, its main thrust is supposed to be that it's warning of the dangers of the damage caused by the dominance of motor cars, and it offers mitigations. However, this maybe isn't how it's interpreted, and we will find out that this document is a heavily influential document on the future of our island. And that, I think, everyone, is where we're going to end. I'm going to leave you all. I'm going to leave you all... Oh, well, firstly, the first bloody thing we're going to do is save the flipping map, right? So what time is it? It's November 25th, 1963. Let's save the damn game. Yeesh. 1963, 11:25. And we've just had congestion in cities. That's the last thing that just happened. Save. I've saved the file. Here we go. There we are. Oh, you can't see. So, how do we want to end this? Do we get game face and get the game back? Should we go and find a nice spot and watch trains go past for 10 minutes? Where do you want to go and sit the camera? Where should we sit the camera, everyone? Where are we going? What do you think? Where's a good spot? We could sit the train in Maghull. We could have a look at trains coming in and out of Bradshaw West. Down here. We can have a look at trains going through our new chord, because it's quite busy. Quite a busy bit of railway. If a spotter decided to stand up here and have a look down across, they'd have a pretty good view. What do you think? What should we do? Any suggestions? I'm awaiting your suggestions, friends. Always nice to get a good spot. You know, maybe we should we get a... It's a bit abstract though, isn't it? That it's not that fun there. Maybe Aldwood Junction. No, maybe we just park in Aldwood Junction for a bit and see what's going on, because Aldwood Junction's always interesting. Let's stand on the top of the hill. Let's stand on the hill and have a look down at Aldwood Junction and see what's going on. See what we can see passing through here. I have to now remember, how do you get rid of the user interface? U, no. E, no. R, no. What's the user interface? It's Alt G and... I honestly cannot remember. Someone tell me what it is. They do avoid where the bridge once was, but the bridge... I think the bridge was in the way. I think it was causing problems. The other embankment. Yeah. Maybe we want to sit... Maybe we want to just sort of park our way. It's always nice to have a bridge, though, isn't it? You know, that's the thing. It's always nice to... Maybe the view out from across the station here is what we want. There, how's that? Oh, that's at G. Yeah, there we are. It's a rubbish angle, isn't it? We could oh, maybe that's a fun one. We can watch some things happening. Watch some trains go by. There we are. Aldwood Junction on the chopping block. As a station, it is. Yeah, that's right. The station is on the chopping block, which is pretty shocking given it's a busy interconnector. But the thing is, if its interchange, its purpose for interchange isn't that useful anymore, because it's not a connection between two mainline railways anymore. The Southern Railway is not a mainline railway anymore. It's not considered as such as a regional route, so not quite as useful. Anyway, I'm going to leave you enjoying the view for a little while. We can watch some trains whiz through. Yeah, got the train spotter's hideout at the end of the platform, absolutely. You can watch some trains whiz through in a slightly jerky manner. I do apologise. And the game sound balance doesn't seem too bad, does it, actually? It's not too bad, yeah. I mean, if it is too loud, let me know. But I think it's fine. I'm going to get rid of my face. Because if I go... what is it? Game screen, no mic. You'll have got rid of me. Everyone, thanks so much for... Honestly, thanks so much for joining that. I've had such fun. It's 11 o'clock. I'll leave this for 10 minutes while I do some tidying up downstairs. And do my teeth and go get ready for bed. I've had such fun. All the assets that you've seen will be shared in the Discord server. Yeah, it doesn't really. It remains for me to say I don't know when the next one of these will be, but it will it will not be as long as it's not going to be as long a gap. It'll be maybe a month before the next one. I'll do another pre-record, and there's going to be some gaps because I'll then be on shared parental leave for a few months. But in the evenings, then I might still I should be able to do some of these because Dean will be even more keen to spend Lana time. So, in any case, I will see all of you then, but before that I'll see you for Rail Natters, of course. So I'll see most of you. If you don't know about Rail Natter, come watch Rail Natters. But I'm going to wave and bid you all farewell. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm sweating because this room is 150 degrees, so I'm going to go and pass out. In the meantime, enjoy some trains passing through Alderwood Junction. Cheerio!